Hi everybody, welcome to AstroVed's Live Connect show. Today we are going to discuss some details in astrology which have not been discussed earlier. Well, to start with, let us discuss about the malefic and benefic planets in astrology. Well, the 9 planets are the Sun, the Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. Well, among these planets, you may be wondering which are the malefic planets and which are the benefic planets. Well, the benefic planets are the Moon, Mercury, Venus and Jupiter. Well, to say something more about Moon receives its energy from the Sun. So, waxing Moon is considered to be more beneficial than waning Moon. Well, about Mercury, depending on the aspect it receives from malefic or benefic planets, it may be considered as malefic or benefic, but it is a natural benefic planet. And Venus and Jupiter are very benefic planets. Well, about the malefic planets, these are the Sun, the Mars, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are called shadow planets. These are not having any physical existence, but they are called nodes. Well, let us move to the questions which have been posted by the users. Let us go to the first question today. The first question has been asked by Siri. What is the question? When I get my second pregnancy, when and where will I buy my house? Seattle or Hyderabad? Thanks. Well, Siri, let us go ahead with analyzing your question and answering that based on your birth chart. So, before analyzing the 5th house for pregnancy, your Lagna house and its lord should be strong in your birth chart to get the desired results. Well, your Lagna happens to be Aries and its lord is Mars, and Mars is located in the 5th house. And about the 5th house, the lord is Sun. Sun seems to be debilitated in your birth chart. Well, so this is not a good aspect for things like getting pregnant. So, still let us go ahead with the Dasa Bhukti details. Right now you are running the Mercury Mahadasha. Mercury is posited along with the debilitated Sun, and you are running the minor Dasa of Moon. Well, Moon happens to be posited along with the debilitated Sun, that is the lord of the 5th house. So, most probably you could be getting pregnant sometime at this time frame, but chances are difficult. Well, let us go to your other aspect of a question. The other part of the question is, when and where will I buy my house? House is signified by the 4th bhava. So, the 4th bhava from your Lagna happens to be Cancer, whose lord is Moon, and you are running the Moon minor period. So, it is quite favorable to buy a house at this moment. And where will you buy a house? Okay, let us see the directions. The 4th house somewhere towards the north from your current residence or your hometown. So, this is where you could buy a house. So, things are favorable for you to buy a house right now, and you can buy somewhere towards the north. Okay, this is the end of the question. Let us go to the next question, but before that, let me discuss about the benefic and the malefic planets again. So, as I said earlier, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu and Mars are benefic in nature, but there is a concept called functional malefic and functional benefic. What is the concept of functional malefic and functional benefic? Well, depending on the birth chart, a natural benefic and a natural malefic may turn into otherwise planet based on the placement in the birth chart. For example, we may be wondering, Saturn is a very malefic planet, it has to do bad or adverse effects on all the natives, but that is not the case. Depending on the birth chart, Saturn could be a Yoga Karaka planet. For example, if it is the lord of the 4th and the 5th houses, then it could be a Yoga Karaka planet. A Yoga Karaka planet will always do beneficial things for the native or the self. So, a planet need not always do good things or bad things depending on its natural characteristics. It is the placement of the planet which gives its results. So, in only on analyzing a birth chart, one can decide whether a planet is malefic or benefic. That is the concept of functional malefic and functional benefic planets. So, a natural benefic planet may turn into a functional malefic planet, a natural malefic planet may turn into a functional benefic planet, or it may remain so depending on the placement in the birth chart. Well, let us go to the next question. The next question has been asked by Padmamala. Well, will the relationship between my first daughter and parents resume? If yes, then when? Probably there is some clash or hitches or hassles in the relationship between the daughter of the user and her parents. So, let us go ahead analyzing the birth chart. Well, first, the daughter is represented by the 5th house. So, the 5th house from the Lagna happens to be Aquarius, okay, whose lord is Saturn, and the parents of the native are represented by the 4th and the 9th houses. The mother represented by the 4th house, the father represented by the 9th house. So, the 4th house lord also happens to be Saturn. So, the 5th house lord also is Saturn, 4th house lord also is Saturn, and the 9th house lord happens to be Mercury. Well, so the relationship between your daughter and your mother should be good in general. Maybe there are some hitches or hassles between the relationship of your daughter with your father, and right now you are running the Mahadasha of Saturn, which happens to be lord of the 5th house and the 4th houses, on the minor period, that is the Bhukti of Rahu. Well, Rahu is placed in the 12th house, which is not very beneficial. It is placed along with the moon. So, it may not give very good results to relationships in general. So, Saturn, the placement of the Saturn in the 3rd house may give slightly better results. Okay. So, you could expect some good relationship between your mother and your daughter rather than your father and your daughter, which could materialize right now. Okay. So, that is the answer which I give to your question. Next, let us go to discussing about the aspects of the planets. All the planets make the 7th aspect, with some planets making some special aspects. Okay. From the house where the planet is posited, each planet makes, as I said earlier, the 7th aspect, and Mars makes the 4th and the 8th aspect apart from the 7th aspect. How about Saturn? Saturn makes a 3rd and 10th aspect apart from the 7th aspect. Jupiter, the 5th and 9th aspect along from the 7th aspect. So, these are some special aspects. So, Rahu and Ketu, since they are shadowy planets, aspects are not taken into details for them. Well, this is about the aspects. Next, let us discuss about the good positions in a birth chart and the bad positions in a birth chart. Okay? Yes, the good houses are the 1st house, the 2nd house, the 4th and the 5th houses, the 7th house, the 9th house and the 11th house. The 3rd, 6th 8th and the 12th houses are considered to be malefic in nature. Generally, they are called dusthanas. That is meaning that the planets will get hidden in them. They will not be able to deliver their full results. However, for Venus, 6th and 12th are not dusthana houses, only the 3rd and the 8th houses are dusthana houses. So, whenever a planet gets into these houses, the malefic places, the planet may not be able to deliver its full results. So, in the sense that what is expected as significations from the planets may not be got during the Dasabhukti period. And our next point is about exaltation and debilitation. Whenever a planet gets exalted or in its own house, the planet may be able to deliver its fullest result during its Dasabhukti. Whenever a planet gets debilitated, unless it is getting cancellation of the debilitation, that is called Nicha Bhanga, it may not be able to get deliver full results during its Dasabhukti. This is the general rule. Alright, let us go to the next question. The next question has been asked by Mr. Ajit Mohan. Well, Mr. Ajit Mohan, what is your question? I lost my job during October this year. When will I get a new job? Well, Mr. Ajit Mohan, let us analyze your birth chart. On analyzing your birth chart, your Lagna seems to be in Taurus, whose Lord is Venus, and on analyzing the 10th house, the 10th house Lord happens to be Saturn, which is in the 11th house from the Lagna or ascendant. A malefic planet in the 11th house will always deliver good results during its Dasa and Bhukti. That is a major and minor period. You are right now in the Mahadasa of Saturn, which is positioned in the 11th house. If a malefic planet is positioned in the 11th house, definitely during its Dasha or Bhukti, it is bound to deliver excellent results. As you are running this Dasha of Saturn, you will be experiencing good results. But what is the minor period which you are running right now? The minor period which you are running right now is that of Jupiter. Jupiter seems to be exalted in your birth chart in the 3rd place. The 3rd place, that is the 3rd house, denotes valor, communication skills and things like those. So, since you lost the job in October and the Jupiter Bhukti starts January 9th, 2019, things will be very favorable for you. Don't worry, you will get into a good job and definitely prospects will come to you. Well, let us discuss some other general details about astrology. What do the clients expect from astrology? Well, clients always, when they come to the astrologers, they expect something extraordinary, out of the box techniques and details to be delivered in their results. For example, if a client comes to an astrologer, he or she will always expect that the client may be able to do some great things or feats in life. That may not be the case all the times, because what is astrology basically? Astrology gives you the chances, whether it is better or worse, the chances of getting results during your lifetime. So, you have to keep trying further and further, and during a favorable Dasa Bhukti, things will work out excellently. So, the planets will have to be in a favorable position for the results to get delivered. So, you have to keep trying doing things, and when things turn favorable, they may be giving you good results. One thing you must keep in mind, you must not always expect some great yogas or things in your birth chart. Even when yogas are not present, some favorable positions in the birth chart may indicate that you will be able to expect some good results during your lifetime. And Dasa and Bhukti are transitory periods, that is they are changing phases, and if you are not getting the delivered results in this bhukti or minor period, definitely during a favorable major or minor period you will be getting the results. So, always wait for your best time in your astrological lifetime. Well, the next question has been asked by Mr. Mohit. Well, Mr. Mohit, what is the question? The question is, when will I be getting a job? I was interviewed 2 days ago. Well, yes. On analyzing your lagna seems to be Leo, whose lord is Sun, and Sun seems to be posited in the 8th house along with the exalted Venus. Okay, you are running the Mahadasha of Moon and the minor period of Venus. Well, as I said earlier, any planet which is exalted in the birth chart will be able to deliver its fullest result during its bhukti. As you are running the Venus bhukti, you will be able to get good results regarding all the matters in your life in general, and Venus happens to be the lord of the 3rd and the 10th house. So, the 10th house lord of Venus is in the exalted state and you are running the bhukti of Venus. So, definitely you will be getting the job, no problem about that. So, have a great time. And well, let me come back to the discussion in astrology. Well, what should an astrologer basically be adept in? An astrologer must be familiarized with all the concepts that are related to predictions. So, predictive astrology, for taking into consideration, has to be dealt with carefully. All the aspects of the planets, all the details of the planets, the stars they are located in and the houses they are located in, their planetary strengths, the Shadbala, the Bhavabala, they have to be taken care of. For example, let me give a brief description about Shadbala and Bhavabala. Shadbala, okay, the sixfold strength of the planets. These are given for all the 7 planets, namely Sun, the Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn. Okay, what if a planet is having more strength in a chart? When a planet is having more strength in a chart, it may be able to deliver its significations in the native's life. For example, if Sun is very strong in a birth chart, then the person may be inclined towards getting famous in front of other people, and he may be very popular in the social circles. He may be related to the government or the government jobs or even politics sometimes, and he may be concerned with getting related to VIPs and things like those. Sun, if it is strong, he may be meeting some very important persons in life and things like those. What if the moon is very strong in a birth chart? If the moon is very strong in a birth chart, then the native's mental strength and mental stability will be high. So, he will be very strong minded. For example, he will almost be a daredevil. He won't be caring about anything and things like those. He may be able to give advice to others. He may not be set back by the failures in his life. Okay. What if the Mars is very strong? Mars represents the energy and the fighting skills and reflexes. If the Mars is very strong in the horoscope, then the person will be involved mostly in things like sports, and he could also be related to the police department, and he will be an energetic person. He will be fond of fighting, arguing, things like those. And what if the next planet, namely Mercury, is strong in the horoscope? Well, Mercury, the prince among the planets, if it is strong, he will be very casual, he will be smiling always, and he will be youthful even in his old age. That is a very good thing to hear, right? And he will show lot of youthfulness in his all his endeavors. That is, he will be behaving in a very casual and very favorable manner towards others. He will not be getting tensed unnecessarily. Okay. Mercury also represents intelligence. He will be very intelligent, sharp-witted, and quite wise. Okay, next planet, Jupiter. What if it is very strong? Jupiter represents auspicious things. So when Jupiter is very strong, the person will be a very knowledgeable person, very religious person, God-fearing person, and things like those. And next planet, Venus, if it is very strong, the person will be very fond of enjoying things and pleasures in his life. So he will also be involved in a lot of relationships with others, and he will always like to enjoy things in life. Pleasure plays a major role in his life. Next up, the next planet is Saturn. What does Saturn denote? If Saturn is strong in the horoscope, what does it mean? Saturn, if it is very strong, makes a person a disciplinarian, a stern-faced, a strict person. Suppose he happens to be boss of a company, then a strong Saturn could make things very strict for his employees. Well, about Rahu and Ketu are mystic planets. Rahu is related to foreign countries and enjoying the materialistic aspects of life. If Rahu is very strong in the horoscope, the person or native will be concerned about enjoying getting the materialistic things in life like money, lands, property, real estate, and things like those. If Ketu, on the other hand, the opposite node of Rahu is very strong in the horoscope, the person will be very spiritualistic. So these are about the strength of the planets. Next, as I said earlier, the bhava of the planets, the houses. If the houses are very strong, particular houses, the particular significations will be very prominent. Okay, this is all about the Shadbala and Bhavabala. Let me give some more information in astrology in general. Well, astrology, though it is a very powerful science, has to be taken with care, and the chart has to be analyzed very deeply and with great care before giving predictions. This is because a casual observer may overlook some things in astrology. Only an experienced astrologer may be able to deliver the fullest results to his client. So, an astrologer definitely may take more time in delivering good results on analyzing birth charts, analyzing all the aspects of the birth chart, the planets, their influences, the major minor period, and so on. So that is all for today. Let us get back again in AstroVed's Live Connect. Thank you. Have a great day.